Here on WSMV4 Plus. I am Danielle Ledbetter, and today at the state capitol, lawmakers are expected to discuss a new bill that would stop landlords from banning guns in rental homes and apartments. So this is a bill that we are hearing a lot of people have different opinions on, but let's break down what is actually in the bill. So the proposal, it is known as the House Landlord Firearm Act, and it would make it again illegal for landlords to prohibit tenants from legally possessing, carrying, transporting, or storing firearms or ammunition on leased property or in their cars. Now, the supporters of this bill, they say that this is all about protecting Second Amendment rights. So their argument is that renters should not lose the ability to defend themselves just because they don't own a home or they don't own where they live. But critics on the other side of the argument say that landlords should still have the right to set the rules for what is and what is not allowed in their own property. So again, this is a bill that will be discussed today at the state capitol in Nashville, where lawmakers will consider this bill. Can landlords ban guns in the rental homes that they offer to tenants? That's kind of what they're taking a look at. Now, we again have laid out both
beautiful campus
with even grander plans to follow, making Vanderbilt's mark.
We've laid out both sides of this argument for you today. Now, people who are in support of this proposal, they say that people who don't own their own home should still be able to protect themselves. But on the other hand, they say landlords should still have the right to set the rules for their own property. So the idea of this proposal, it came up back in January. This is when we first broke this proposal to you guys, laying out what it was and what the sides of the argument were. So it is heading now. Back in January, it headed to the Senate for a full vote, but I believe the House is discussing this today. Yes, the Tennessee Republicans in both the House and Senate want to make it illegal to ban guns from rental property. So this is something that we are definitely going to keep our eyes on, something that they are definitely discussing today at the state capitol. Now, there are a ton of other laws that we are also keeping our eye on as we are making our way through the legislature and things like that. So another big one is the grocery tax. So I'm pulling that law up now. And basically, the city of Nashville wants to decrease the grocery tax, but there is a state law that prohibits them from doing so. So they're wanting Tennessee lawmakers to reconsider a state law that would allow Nashville to lower grocery taxes. So the state as well, so this is getting where it gets kind of confusing, but the state as well has their own grocery tax, and they're talking about eliminating the state grocery tax as well. And the state grocery tax is 4%. And then we have the local, which is, Nashville's tax at play here as well. And we brought you this story of Nashville wanting state lawmakers to kind of reconsider. We brought that all to you last week, or maybe a few weeks ago, when Metro Council wanted the state to kind of reconsider their law on that. Now, the state law, though, let's talk about that, or the state grocery tax. Let's talk about that right now, though. The state currently charges 4% on grocery purchases on top of the local rate. Local rate was what I just mentioned at the Nashville level. But back to the state level, both Republicans and Democrats in the state House and the Senate have discussed eliminating the state grocery tax this year, which potentially could offer a lot of relief for families. So we are following this closely as well. This is something else, another big law that we are keeping our eyes on. And we're going to continue to follow all of these different laws that are expected to be discussed and talked about in the coming days and weeks as they are back in session and kind of figuring out what will proceed and what won't. So thank you so much for joining us today on WSMV 4 Plus. I am Danielle Ledbetter.